All right, my name is Jake Collins. I teach at Statesboro High School. I teach 9th and 10th grade math. And Joella sent me an email and asked me about my YouTube videos. She had been to a RESA conference or something and had heard about them. And so in our talkings and emailings back and forth, she thought it would be a good idea if I came over and spoke to y'all. But I'm just a regular teacher. I didn't invent the internet. I'm not some guru. I am your peer. I want you to jump in and ask questions. Sometimes, you wait till the end and everybody's ready to go and you don't get your question asked or answered. So if you have a question at any time, please feel free to raise your hand, jump in at any time so that I can help you. My main goal here today is to help you and tell you what I have done. Not that I'm any kind of guru or anything like that, but it has helped me tremendously, and I can't imagine teaching without. So that's why I'm here. This all started 3 years ago. Come on in. You can sit anywhere. I can move this. This all started 3 years ago in the fall of 2009. Teaching high school mathematics on the block scheduling, having 90 minutes every day. Students were out with the flu quite a bit, and doctors were recommending a week to sometimes 2 weeks at a time of being out. And my students were coming back and saying, teach me. Teach me what I don't know, help me understand this material. And in the past, I might say, okay, go to page 200 and do 1 through 20, read the book, try to figure out, what's going on, teach it to yourself, come to me during extra help, and we'll go from there. And it takes a tremendously motivated, mature student to be able to teach themselves Math 1 and Math 2 curriculum. And so what I started doing was looking on the internet, and I said, somebody out there has got to have, the material if we're learning triangle congruence. I'm not the only person teaching that. Let's look up triangle congruence and come up with that. And I don't know how much you play on the internet, but you can type in any topic that you're teaching, whether it be 4th grade dinosaurs or 12th grade AP calculus. Any subject you teach, any topic that you teach is already on there. And so, students were going out there and picking that up, but I never found the material to be exactly high school level. And there wasn't one particular place that I could go and I could say, okay, this is where you go. If you want to learn Math 2 curriculum, this is where you go and you can pick up that material. A lot of times the material was college level or it was middle school level. I didn't find it to be right at 10th grade level. And so what I asked my administrators, I said, what if I start taking my lessons? I could take my lessons, I could put them on there, I could email them to the kids that are absent. That could be a way that they could see their own teacher teaching the material when they're at home with sick with the flu and go from there. Luckily, in our student handbook, the kids sign off that their images and likeness can be used on the internet, and that is a concern. I do make an effort, not just like now, I kind of reposition the camera so that her face was not on there, okay? Because I try to make an effort. I move the kids away, and you'll see it on my videos in just a minute, where it's basically me teaching the class. I do feel that it's important that it is me teaching a class. A lot of college professors, you'll see them up there, and I call it the hand, because you'll just see them teaching, and all they do is film their hand. They don't want to film their class for whatever reason. But I've had a number of people comment that they enjoy the interaction with the class, that they understand that it's a real class, that their students asking and answering questions, and that we move in a progression. Introduce material, practice a little bit, reteach it, introduce new material, and move on. That does force me to one small board. We have a board and a whiteboard. It's like the smart board, and I have 2 boards on each side. And normally I have another big board, and I'm all over the room. But in the room that I tape, I'm just on one board. So anyway, we got permission from the administrators, which is always important. And I started taping it. And I put it on YouTube. And the reason that I chose YouTube was because of the YouTube is so much more universally accepted. When you buy a TV nowadays and YouTube is already installed on a TV, My parents have bought a new TV recently, and they have YouTube. I mean, it's an app on the TV. Every phone that you pick up already has YouTube installed. Okay, so iPads, you know, any iPad is going to have YouTube on there. And so it's a much more universally accepted format, being that it's on all of the devices. You don't have to tell them a certain password or anything like that. It's free. It's free for you to upload. It's free for the students to watch it. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm working myself out of a job, you know, where a kid could watch all the videos, take the test at the end, and be done with the class. I do feel that it is my intellectual property, but I'm putting it out there on the internet for free, because initially it was to help students that were absent for whatever reason. So the first thing I did was set up a Gmail account. I would recommend that you set up a Gmail account if you don't have so already. If you don't know, a Gmail account is set up by Google. Google owns YouTube. And because Gmail and Google and YouTube work so well together, I set up a Gmail account, and it is only for YouTube. I don't buy stuff. I don't use that email address. And when something comes there, you can see here, I don't know what this is, but I've deleted a lot of these, but you can see here as a comment, Tiara Grant, she posted a comment on there. She's Barbie Baby, and she watched my video, and she wanted me to know that she watched it, and she said I watched it. Okay, so if they post comments on your YouTube video, then it goes to your Gmail, and you get that, you know, you can have that put on your phone or anywhere else. So I started my YouTube page, and one of the things, and I know I'm jumping around here, but I'm very passionate about this topic, and so I'm trying to get as much information out there to you as I can. Google, Gmail account, strongly recommend that. I strongly recommend that you put a lot of thought into your YouTube name. If you're going to be Miss Smith, you got to realize there might be a lot of Miss Smiths out there. Okay? The black girls call me Mr. Coach Collins for some reason, and so that's what I picked as my YouTube name. It needs to be something that you can tell your students and say, okay, go to my Mr. Coach Collins. All you got to do is search for Mr. Coach Collins, and this is me not logged in. Now, this is just generic YouTube. When you hit that, you can see that it brings up, this is my channel, the big fish, the red fish is my channel, and then these other ones are just individual videos. Okay, so the kids, they instantly can pick up, and it's easy for you to say. You can tell parents. I have it as a signature on my email. Every time I send out an email, it says my YouTube page is Mr. Coach Collins. So you burn it into your kid's brain. It's something easy to remember. That's why I'm saying don't do Collins 4378. Kids aren't going to remember that, right? So, you know, think about your YouTube name before you start, you know, when you set it up, you have to, I already had a Coach Collins 42 YouTube page, and I kind of keep that for my personal stuff, but I really don't even check that anymore. Everything now is Mr. Coach Collins. So, you know, Gmail is one recommendation, and then when you set up your YouTube account, if you haven't done so already, you can set up another account if you have one already, but put some thought into what your name is. All right, so then I started taping my lessons, and I'm going to stop now because this is already about 5 or 6, 7, 8 minutes. I'm going to